Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting, and it is Paydirt review time again. And I am continuing my series where I'm going through eBay trying to find some lower priced bags and see what kind of ROIs and fun I get out of them. And today I'm going to be reviewing InventorJG. This is his baby bag of Idaho Paydirt, and it was under $10. So I'm going to be curious to see what kind of ROI I get out of this, what kind of fun I might get. But let's just flash up the description, and then we're going to go classify this down and pan it out. So here's the description. So, a pretty basic description, not a ton of details, just a little bit in there, but I do have some issues with this description. The main thing is the line, pictures are representative of what you could find, but each bag will vary. Now, everyone knows if you say a sentence then followed up with the word but, you're not really supposed to listen to the sentence before that. Now, in the picture, which I will flash up now, right here, in the picture, there's clearly about 40 to 50 pieces of gold, and there's no way an under $10 bag of Paydirt is going to have 40 to 50 pieces of gold unless that is a 1-inch pan and that is all micro gold. So I did some research, and it seems like he uses that exact same sentence as well as the same picture in every single bag of Paydirt he sells. So that picture as well as that description is in his $10 bag as well as his $25 bag. And if he sold a $100 bag, I'm sure that bag would have the same picture, which doesn't really make it true. If you're only going to find that gold in the $25 bag and not the $10 bag, then he should show a picture representative of what you would find in the $10 bag. I don't like descriptions like that where they say you could find that. There's a lot of sellers on eBay who say, you know, it's just the gold and you won't find that amount. Do that. I mean, if you put a picture like that and you put a sentence like that, I think you're trying to trick people into thinking they're going to find that much gold in one of these $10 bags, and they're not. But let's just start weighing this Paydirt up to see what we get. It's supposed to be 3 ounces, and we got 3.2 ounces, so pretty good. Doesn't look like it's double bagged. It's just one bag, no seal. It was wrapped in just a piece of loose leaf paper, and it was slightly taped. So there was no real protection to keep it. If the bag would have been broken on the outside, the mailing bag to keep it. And this stuff is damp. So I'm not going to bother classifying it. You guys are going to get to miss out on some music. And there's not a lot of material here. It does look like some plus 10 stuff in here. But we're just going to pan this all out in one go. So let's just get some water and start panning it out. All right, have my water, have my Paydirt, and we're just gonna pan it all out since I couldn't classify it since it is wet. So let's just get right to the panning. finished painting everything out as you saw, and it was really easy material to go through. It did suck that it's wet, so I could not classify it, but there wasn't a lot of material there anyway. So let's just get to the gold I found. And I did find some gold. 5 little pieces to be exact. Man, I don't know how happy I am with that. We'll have to see once I weigh it up. And let's just get right to the weighing it up part. 0.050 grams. So there you go. It's definitely not what it looked like in the pictures that I showed you in this auction. I didn't find anywhere close to the 40 to 45 pieces that they showed in that picture. So I don't know. I'll be back with my ROI and my review. All right, finished calculating my ROI, writing up my review, and let's get right to it. This again was from InventorJG, an eBay seller, and it was his 3-ounce baby bag. Had no guaranteed set amount of gold, but it did guarantee you would find gold. Its cost right here was $9.99. Shipping was free, so total cost $9.99. Now the gold I recovered right here, 0.050 grams of gold. Gold spot on the day this was received was $51.98, making this here gold's value worth $2.60, making my ROI 26.02%, or on my scale, a 2.6. Now, I will say one thing about my gold recovered right here, as well as the ROI, and that is that this obviously is not a very good representation of the pictures he displayed on his auction, where he clearly stated that it was a good representation of those pictures of what I would find. Now, in that picture, there was obviously 45 to 50 pieces of gold, and I recovered 5 pieces. Now, I really didn't expect to find 45 to 50 pieces of gold, not for $9.90. But if you're going, or $9.99. But if you are going to put in a picture and say, this is what you could find, and you find 5 pieces compared to 50, it makes you wonder. So I'm not a huge fan of that, you know. Now for fun factor, I'm only giving them a 2. I dropped it down a little bit from the 2.6 because the Paydirt was wet, which with this small amount probably wouldn't be normally a big deal to anyone who purchased it. But for me it was, and I really didn't drop it down too much for that. I mostly dropped it down because of the picture that showed 45 to 50 pieces of gold and said that is representative of what you could find, and I found 5 pieces. So, you know, if you see a picture like that, if somebody shows you a giant pile of gold and says you could find this, and then you find this, it's not as much fun, so I'm lowering the fun factor to 2. Now for Paydirt description, I'm only giving them a 2 as well. There wasn't a lot of information, and most of the information that's on there is pretty much wishy-washy. I mean, by saying the pictures are representative of what you could find, but every bag will vary. That could mean he made one bag that looked like that, then made 999 other ones that looked like this one, and then it's not realistic anymore. So most of the description can be disclaimed or ignored, really, because you don't know what he means exactly. If he doesn't spell it out, you don't know what he means. So for description, I'm only giving him a 2. For quantity and packaging, I'm giving him an 8 for quantity because the packaging was wet, and it didn't state in the description you'd be buying wet Paydirt, and it did come in a Ziploc bag, which is a 6. So total score for quantity and packaging is a 7. Now for customer service and shipping, he is getting a 10. For both customer service and shipping, he shipped out the Paydirt really quickly, and he answered all of my questions really quickly as well. Unfortunately, though, I dropped the ball and did not ask him questions about his description. I had just asked him some non-generic questions. I ask a lot of sellers about where the Paydirt is from and this and that, just to get an answer to see how long it would take him to reply. And I totally forgot to ask him questions about his description. I have since tried to email him about this, but I am in the middle of shooting a video, so I'm not sure if he will reply in time before this video is shot and edited and up on YouTube. If he does, I will try to add a little spot right here that will tell you what he says. and maybe adjust my score. But for now, total score for InventorJG's 3-ounce bag is a 4.7. Not a great score for a $10 bag. I just did a review on an $8.75 bag that was much better than this one. I found less gold than in that bag, and there's just way too many issues with this bag. From wet Paydirt to not as much fun, a bad Paydirt description, and cheaper bags and wet Paydirt and all these other things. I'm just not a huge fan of it. But let's just flash up the score. Give away a 24 karat gold plated dime. So here's the score. Now for today's 24 karat gold plated dime winner, that's going to go to Alec SK27. So Alec SK27, and make sure you email me so I can send this off to you. And to everyone else, thanks for watching and happy panning. Oh, and make sure you subscribe below if you're not already a subscriber.